Canelo Alvarez reacts to Billy Joe Saunders saying and griping, complaining about judges, basically calls him a loser and say losers always make excuses. We gonna talk about it in this here video. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to my channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. Shout out to everyone who used my ESPN Plus link. Also consider TUBEBUDDY. TUBEBUDDY is an awesome browser extension to help you take your YouTube channel to the next level. That's by optimizing your videos so they become found in search. I've been using it for years. It's a great way to get ahead of the curve, learn YouTube, and a lot of features packed into it. Why are you on YouTube if you don't want to get paid? If you don't want to be seen, if you don't want to get views? Consider TUBEBUDDY by clicking my link. Appreciate you guys. Canelo Alvarez did an interview with ESPN Deportes. He says, quote, "This was in response to Billy Joe Saunders, who had a bunch of gripes. His father has been on record saying they want a fair fight. Billy Joe Saunders believes that there's corruption, and he didn't like the idea that the Caleb Plant reported fight was being talked about, and he hasn't even fought Canelo yet. So it's like, how are you planning the next fight if he hasn't even got through me? Why is it just assumed that he wins?" And he also complained about the judges. To that, Canelo told ESPN Deportes, quote, "Losers always make excuses and always ahead of time. When I fight, I'm ready for any style. If you want to go out there and move, if you want to go out there and do whatever you want, I am ready for that." Canelo continues by saying, "I am aware that it is going to be a difficult fight because he's a left-hander, southpaw, because of the style he has, but it is a matter of having patience. You have to be patient. There are fighters with whom you have to be patient with. At that time, when I lost against Floyd Mayweather in 2013, I did not have the experience of today. I have the experience of being patient, looking for the moment, winning round by round without needing to get desperate and wanting to get the knockout. I think it's totally different now." So he's saying, Canelo's basically saying that I've learned, I've improved since the fight with Mayweather. I'm a different fighter. I'm an improved fighter. I'm not just looking for the knockout. And he's going to show that versus Billy Joe Saunders, right? Now, I have to agree with Canelo. It does sound like excuses being made on behalf of Billy Joe Saunders' part, and it's a bad look because Billy Joe Saunders is doing a lot of griping before the fight. So as Canelo's saying, excuses come from losers, like people who are expecting to lose. And you're seeing Billy Joe Saunders do a lot of it, a lot of complaining, talking about judges, and he wants a fair fight. And boxing is one of the only sports where you can be hurt or in pain and you got to remain calm and have a poker face. I don't think Billy Joe Saunders has much of a poker face. He's flexing and showing pictures, showing that he's in great shape, but all that kind of goes out the window when you show your true hand and your true colors, that you have a lot of concerns based on what you're saying. Like Canelo is saying, he's like, you're showing your hand by griping and complaining, and losers make excuses ahead of time. So I don't picture Canelo losing this fight. If the fight goes through and we get to see the fight on fight night, May 8th, I don't see Canelo losing. I think he's the better fighter. He hits harder. He's smart. So, he can control the ring generalship. His punches are going to look flashier. Billy Joe Saunders is saying he knows he can't move a bunch. So that's not going to wow the judges. But if you stand in front of Canelo, then it's going to be worse for you. And I see Billy Joe Saunders, just like a lot of UK fighters recently, getting whooped and then picking up a paycheck and now having a blemished record. Tyson Fury feels otherwise. I wish I could bet him money, but I just don't see Billy Joe Saunders getting it done. I think Canelo's too composed. He's mature. He's disciplined. So you don't have to worry about Canelo showing up, turning up out of shape. You don't have to worry about Canelo. He hasn't so far taken an opponent lightly, and he's dealt with southpaws, even harder hitting southpaws. at the weight, like Erislandy Lara, who's really a sniper with the left hand. And I don't see, all in all, I just don't see Canelo losing. And the fact that Billy Joe Saunders seems to have so many concerns, that is very telling to me, because he's talking about the judges and stuff. So Canelo has showed a good beard throughout his career. And listen to what Billy Joe Saunders is saying. He's worried and bothered about the judges. That lets you know that he's not really thinking that knockout is going to come into play, because if you thought you were going to knock someone out, you wouldn't be worried about the judges. Let's take, for instance, a knockout artist like Deontay Wilder. In the whole time that I've covered Deontay Wilder, I don't ever recall hearing an interview where he was complaining about what judges or referees were going to be a part of the bout. You know why? Because he's a knockout artist. He's not expecting it to go the full distance in the 12 rounds. You know what I mean? So for Billy Joe Saunders to constantly be worried about the judge and say, I was promised an English judge, and be griping about that and belly aching about those things, it lets me know that he doesn't really believe he can knock out Canelo. So if he can't knock him out, what does that mean? It means you have to go in a championship fight, 12 rounds with Canelo, and survive, and you would have to beat him on points. Canelo is extremely hard to beat on points. One, he's a good fighter. Two, judges seem to favor his style even when it doesn't seem accurate, like the Lara fight. I thought Amir Khan won a lot of rounds versus him, and they had Canelo up. The Kovalev fight, they had Canelo up, a lot of the judges. So it's doomsday for Billy Joe Saunders. That's the only way I see it. We'll see if I'm wrong. May 8th, a lot of complaining from Saunders' team saying they want a fair fight. This is the same guy who, just like Canelo, has failed a drug test, but he's griping about we want a fair fight and fair judges. It's not really what you want to hear before what they're calling a super fight. The fighter complaining and not really sounding confident by his actions. We'll see how it plays out. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. What do you think of Canelo basically saying Billy Joe Saunders is doing loser talk? Also, use my link to get TUBEBUDDY. Great way to help the channel. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TUBEBUDDY. I've used TUBEBUDDY for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TUBEBUDDY is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TUBEBUDDY and level up your channel faster. We working. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxingego, the future of boxing.